Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome to Major Series Lacrosse semifinal action. It's Game 5 between the Peterborough Lakers and Brooklin Lacrosse Club, and nothing has been decided as of yet, as it is 2-2 between these teams. And Peterborough took the first two games, dominated the first game with a 12-4 win. Looked like a lopsided matchup. We all knew Brooklyn was better than that. Game 2, very close, but the Lakers still pulled it out. Game 3, again, a close game, but that time it was Brooklyn scoring the only goals in the first and third periods to take a 7-4 win. And then last night was kind of wild because it was 8-7. No, it was 9-8, sorry, for the Lakers in the third period. And the final score, 15-9 for Brooklyn. A crazy 7-goal run, a bunch of transition goals. Connor Kiernan with 6 goals in the game, a natural hat trick to end the game, including back-to-back behind-the-back shots that went in. And then one that he just tucked home. The Lakers are out. We're still, here we go. Brooklyn being fashionably late, pulling out right at the 8 o'clock mark. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. I'm Steven Stamp. This is MSL playoff action. You're going to want to have another window open because Game 3 of Six Nations and Owen Sound is on Daryl Smart Media. I say two windows, two tabs. What do you think? You got two windows, you can have them sharing the screen space, whereas the tab, they're together. So, and we have ambient sound. Sorry, folks, about the delay in getting that. We had what we thought was going to work. It did not, but we are going now, and we have O Canada.
With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true Lord strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
All right. Great rendition of the anthem. That was by Mitch, a former Lakers goaltender. He's a junior C goaltender for the Lakers, and then actually did wind up dressing for the senior Lakers one game up in Brampton. When they were a bit short, he wound up going up and got his. Yes, that's true. I just got a message from somebody that, yeah, he was in the youth choir. That was Mitch. What is going to happen tonight? It is a tough one to imagine. It's been such a strange series in terms of momentum swings. Jake Withers still not available. He is working, so Ben Trumbull once again taking faceoffs. There was a big edge for both Columbus and Brooklyn in the last game. And Brooklyn will get the first possession. Now, the Lakers ball team was working hard. I thought they were doing an okay job of getting possessions for the Lakers, but definitely the possession edge did go with Brooklyn, and they are going to see what they can do on this first possession. That's a shot. Nick Rose turns out his side. He is starting as he has done in every game in this series. Will McLeod backs it out. Here's Sean Wesley to Connor Kiernan. He is the hot hand. 6 goals last night, 3 assists. Huge 9-point night. And that's even with being stopped on a penalty shot late in the game when Peterborough was called for too many men on the floor. At the other end of the floor, as Joe Rezaterich circles Stephen Orleman, still between the pipes. Or is he? No, oh my goodness, it's Zach Higgins. I was just assuming the way Orleman was playing, but Orleman wasn't as sharp last night. He was brilliant in game 3 with 48 saves. But Orleman last night had some struggles early, really came back well in the later parts of the game. But they are going back to Zach Higgins, the Tendy Bear, who was the main guy for the team all season long. One of the top goalies in the world, plays for the Ottawa Black Bears, where he was probably the best goalie in the National Lacrosse League for the first 2/3 of the recent season. Here is a big pick as the Brooklyn's trying to get a shot off. That was Ryan Barnable, number 71, who is playing almost exclusively in the offensive zone. Even though he's usually a D-Tranny player with Saskatchewan, and he did a lot of mostly transition in junior with the Whippy Warriors, but he's been really good playing up front here. Saris passes across. Hogarth winds his way through. That one's swallowed up by Higgins, making his first big stop. Wesley comes across the top. Nice pass to the cutter. Just gets away, though. Eddie Renault was trying to find Taggart Clark. It'll be interesting to see what happens in terms of the pick game. We saw one illegal pick called already. Ed Renault had a couple of penalties, actually, last night for illegal picks. And I was talking to him about it before the game, is that pass drifts in, almost gets onto the net, just goes wide. And Luke Keenan will come forward. But they're saying, hey, you gotta establish the tone. You gotta figure out what you can do, what you can get away with. That pass to the near side to McLeod. Quick stick on the far side, attempted by by Wesley. Doesn't look like a lot of changes on either roster. Oh, except we've got DJ Clark in. There he is, number 4. The righty just took a bit of a stick to the side of the helmet. And that shot a little steep off the stick of Justin Sykes. So Clark in, that is a big change. Mike Robinson is back in. We're in the 20s, lefty forward. Dustin Burkhoff remains in. Yep, that's about it. And here's Zach Miller at 5 assists last night. Fantastic game for him. I thought that was a shot coming from Renault, but it actually went straight to Kieran. I guess it was a pass. Clark can't make that catch. The ball's going to roll away, and Alex Pace will pick it up, take possession for the Lakers. So we're 4 minutes plus in. And we have no scoring here, but we do have a score in Six Nations. Hard shot by Katoni. I'm going to give you occasional updates tonight from Six Nations game. So if you don't want to hear it when I say it, just cover your ears for a few seconds. Here comes the score. It is 1-0 for the Owen Sound North Stars. Jackson Webster with the goal. That shot gets a little bit wide off the stick of Sykes. And Eddie Renault takes that one. Going to be snagged. Robert Hope, the captain. He and his alternate captain, Connor Kinn, have really been getting into it in this series. There's Taggart Clark. Rips one. That's off the shoulders. It was headed for the far top corner. I think the echo has been fixed, has it not? Terry, thanks for the heads up. If you can just confirm that that it's better, that would be great. As Peterborough back into the offensive zone, and we're 6 minutes in, and not really a ton of great scoring chances. There's DJ Clark. We'll see what he can bring to the table. All right, Brooklyn into the offensive zone, and Will McLeod is just taking his time. Referees tonight, Brandon Hessen right in front of us, Sean Grenier over on the far boards, and off to the right, out of the picture, but coming in right there is Chris Williams. That ball gets away on the attempted pass to Barnable, and Hope will whip it forward. Lefties off the bench first for transition for both teams. Oh, that one just gets away from Holden Catoni and flies up well into the crowd, about 12 rows deep. Don't see that very often. The ball just taking a right turn out of the stick. McLeod watched by Mitch Ogilvie. Nice switch there. And the youngster Ben Trumbull communicating. Backdoor pass. Reza Terrace shot was blocked. That was Columbus getting in the way. And forward comes Barnable. Best of 7 series tied up at 2. The winner will face the winner of Six Nations No One Sound. The Chiefs leading that one 2-0 going into tonight. But trailing at the moment in game 3. Okay, apparently the echo's back. I'm going to work on this for a second. Oh! And we've got the first goal of the game from the Peterborough Lakers. Well, this is a conundrum. We have an echo, and I don't know why, because I thought everything was going great. And it's got a note. It's good again, so we're gonna go with that. Kieran to Zach Miller. Here's Barnable along the half board. Oh, Rose just got that one with the arm on the bouncer. McCulley trying to back his way down as he looks to see who's there. The pass doesn't connect with Hogarth in the middle. Nice job getting out of his zone there by Ben McDonald. He'll leave that ball for Wesley. That shot from the other side is blocked. Armstrong is up the floor. Trumbull, that's a good pair of transition players, but Trumbull just couldn't come up with possession, and the Lakers are going to have to slow it down. The lob pass across, and all 3 forwards on the far side took a peek to see that ball. I think I figured out what the issue is. Somehow my FaceTime on my one computer popped open, which is really strange. But it is gone now, and hopefully the sound's going to be good. Do let me know if there's any issues. Zach Miller tosses it down. Karen watched by Hope. They've just been on each other all series. McLeod fires one, no problem for Rose there. Grabbed by Hope. McLeod's going to get after him. Just avoid stepping in the crease. Thistlethwaite back in the lineup will just make enough of an issue to let his teammate get forward. DJ Clark had a great final season with the junior Lakers. They just fell in the semifinals in a tough series with Orangeville, where they played quite well, won some games in Orangeville. There's Clark. He and Nick Rude, a great combo on the right side, and really the future of this senior Lakers team. Long pass to nobody. I think he thought Wesley was available, and probably was, but Wesley wasn't looking.
We would like to extend our thanks and gratitude towards our community champion sponsors. This program gives businesses a chance to give back to the community through ticket donations to many different organizations.
Tiger Clark with the shot.
Contributions and look at what and ensure the growth of our community.
We're going to have to, I think, persevere. If it's okay, Carrie, let me know if it's okay. We will persevere through the first period and then see what we can do when we get to the intermission. It's a little tricky to start changing things as we go. Here comes Thistlethwaite. Brooklyn trying to make sure they got pressure on us. Hickey was getting out. Clark flips to the far side. 10 seconds left. Hard rip from Justin Sykes. You can hear them yelling to someone to stay. We can really, it's pretty fun to actually hear the benches communicating. That hard shot gets wide, comes back out. Well played by Trumbull to get it away from Miller. Nice job, though. Brooklyn gets a forward off the floor so that Bo Columbus could go out and take away that transition chance. It's going to be scooted after by Robinson, who made a really quick pass ahead, or back, and the Lakers back to the offense. Diving attempt, Hogarth just missing. Pass to the back door. Barnwell catches it. He was too far past to do anything, but still a great catch. Now he's going to go behind the back, whipping it over the head. Dustin Burkhoff was taking off. He can be dangerous in transition, but nice job to get Justin Lee out there. Okay. There's a shot from Brad McCulley. Rezateritz, all-time leading American scorer in the NLL. Played in the President's Cup a couple years ago with Snake Island Muskies on loan from the Lakers, but they are thrilled to have him back in the lineup. That pass just a little bit behind the cutting Sykes. Things got pretty feisty last night, and before the opening face-off tonight, there were already players on the restraining lines who were chopping at each other a little bit. So I was wondering, will this get really physical? So far, it's been pretty much a game 5 of a series. It hasn't been anything crazy, but you can tell that these teams have been playing each other, and they've been playing each other a lot with these back-to-back nights. Barnable trying to swim through as 2 seconds are left. He gets a shot on net. Didn't go anywhere though, and here comes Thistlethwaite. Now, There's going to be a pause, though, after tonight. It's Game 5. We know there'll be a Game 6. That will be next Wednesday in Whitby. That shot stopped by Higgins. Where is it? It's in his leg pad because the ice is going in here at the Memorial Centre. So the whole series is going to just take a pause for 6 days. We'll go Game 6 Wednesday in Brooklyn, and then when that game ends, we'll know whether there's a Game 7 back here next Thursday. Game 6 will be on Daryl Smart Media. Oh, there's a goal driving through. Ryan Barnable, he has been searching, and he gets his goal. Ryan Barnable, with less than 5 minutes to go, finally gets Brooklyn on the board. We've had some slow starts for either team. Usually one team or the other has had a slow start. Tonight, though, both teams coming out fairly slowly offensively. The defenses have been great. The goaltending has been solid. Columbus pulled it out, left it there. Byrne is running in. Hickey shoots. That one's blocked out front. Jacob Hickey is deadly. He had a beautiful transition goal last night, but Nick Rose squeezes down that one between the arm and body. Eric Schul leaves it there, and Sykes is going to find the righties. Oh, that was definitely a bit of luck for Justin Lee, but hey, he got the stick out in the lane, gave it the chance. Here's a drive, and that shot by Nathan Woods. He's rammed into the boards at the back of at the end of the rink, right by the restaurant. Tony taking his time along the boards, feeds it through. Oh, what a save, Zach Higgins. That is Higgins at his acrobatic best, robbing Braden Saris. Now Holden Garland on the run. Drops it, hard rip. But McLeod missed the net. He's ready to go again, though. He's looking for a pass out in the slot. He's covered there by Saris, who's back on the defensive end. Saris getting out of McLeod. Those are good friends, teammates for ages. In Burlington, won the Minto Cup together in 2023. They're both going to be top 10 picks in the NLL draft this year. Not sure they've ever covered each other, though, in a game. That was a bit of an odd one. Robinson, great rookie year with the Halifax Thunderbirds, and he has really carried that over to this summer. Pass to Hogarth, deadly in front, but couldn't quite catch that one. Not sure if Michael White was able to disrupt him from catching the pass. They've got 5 to shoot, and Robinson will rocket it from there. We've seen him score from out there this year, so obviously he was looking for a reset, looking to get a shot on it before the 30 ended, but he has scored from downtown. Wesley. That shot turned aside by Rose, gets up and out of play, so it'll be a fresh 30 as Taggart Clark picks this one up in the corner. Spinning away is Barnable with a fresh 30. Eddie Renault comes off the floor, off the bench, and takes that one, goes and sets some picks. The guys are kidding him as there's Connor Kieran pulling it down, shoots, stopped by Rose. It's caught up in him, but they were kidding before the game about taking some penalties on hard picks. And Renault said to Will McLeod, so you don't want me to send any picks for you tonight? And McLeod was like, no, do what you're doing. Do what you're doing. So. Brad McCulley being worked over. That is a battle. McCulley and Michael White, two big boys. Big, strong, very tough. Long outlet pass. I was talking last night about how Brad McCulley showed a side of toughness that is beyond what you sometimes think of with toughness, where he was getting hit, knocked to the ground with a huge hit, and he maintained his awareness and made a pass out so the Lakers could maintain possession. There's a block, another element of toughness. Yeah, and Johnny Pearson's not feeling great after taking that one in the hand or arm. He was shaking it off a couple times, but he is going right back to his spot in the line on the bench. That shot's wide. Oh, Oh, great pass. Nice attempt by Hickey, but Rose is there. And we're coming to the final minute with just one goal apiece.
It's the BTB of Canada. Last minute of play in the first period.
Holden Catoni pulls it down. His brother Tate out of the lineup tonight. So that's, I guess, where Clark is coming into that spot to put the righty in instead of the lefty. Go more right. Circling is Taggart Clark coming up top. The feed through by Barnwell almost got to Kieran, but Schul was on top of him. And we're going to have a timeout as the Lakers get possession with 19.6 seconds left. It is 2 per game per team. Schul and Kieran getting into each other, after each other. Hope is there just because he and Kieran like to go after it. None of those three are shy about sharing their opinions with their opponents. So Tracy Koleski, you just saw, trying to put something together for the Lakers. And on the near side, Brad Reed will talk to his defense while Joel Johnson is up talking to the offense about what they're going to do when they get their next opportunity, which will almost surely be in the next period. So here come the Lakers. Brad McCulley starting with the ball. Tony and Robbins and the lefties. Resetarich, Hogarth. And right down there, that would be Saris, of course, the other righty. Nice little bouncer with a couple of seconds left by Resetarich. What a stop by Higgins, though. And that was a good first period of play. Only 1 goal apiece. And we will go to the break with the score all tied up 1-1. And I am going to give you a score, out-of-town score, so if you don't want to hear it, plug your ears. No Owen Sound and Six Nations at the ILA. They are tied 3-3 near the end of the first period. We are going to go to break, and we will be back in 12 minutes. We'll see you then, lacrosse friends. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the 2025 Major Series Lacrosse semifinals. 2 games each for Brooklyn and Peterborough in the series. 1 goal each in the first period. And we've got the score in Six Nations in the chat now, so not going to worry about the spoiler alert. 5-4 Six Nations after the first period. Shane Jackson scoring with 1 second left after Jackson Webster scored with 27 seconds to go in the period to tie things up. So quite a barn burner, very opposite to this game, of course. 9 goals in the first period there, 2 goals in the first period here. Now, I have employed a high-tech baffle system for the ambient microphone that we believe was picking up the echo. So I'm going to lean forward and just test my theory that it should be okay now. If you don't hear an echo, I think we're pretty good. That's what I'm going to say about it for now. We'll see how things go. Peterborough with their first possession of the period, and Braden Saris on to McCauley quickly. Peterborough starting to get active in the middle. Hard rip from the outside by Robinson. Higgins made the stop, didn't know where the rebound had gone. Brooklyn enjoying their first offensive set of the period. Barnable driving down the far shoulder. He's going to cut underneath. A second diving attempt for Barnable in the game. Just missed the net on that one. But he is driving hard. Thank you, Rob M. Again, the Owen Sound Six Nations game is on Darryl Smart Media. You probably want to keep another window open. Big scruffle along the far boards. Justin Lee actually took a peek up at the shot clock, saw there was 7 seconds, decided he could muck it for that long. Taps it ahead to Woods, who's now going to take a run with it. It's a 2-on-2, 3-on-2 with Wesley coming off the bench. He'll fire one that's a little bit wide. No. Okay, they're going to call. Oh, that's an over and back on Brooklyn. I thought we might be having a penalty when I heard the whistle go after the player was checked to the ground. It was not. Mike Robinson drives to the net. Oh, another big save. Zach Higgins is dialed in, looking a lot better than he did in game 1 when he just wasn't himself, was not making the stops, was not appearing to see the ball particularly well. This is the Higgins we're used to. And if they have a 1-2 punch of Higgins and Orleman both being sharp, that can help. Jewell trying to play defense without his stick, and it's always a question for the defender. You can see, do I have time to go get it? He decides he does. There's another stick down. That was Connor Kiernan's. They get their own sticks. Doesn't always happen. I think we've all seen that clip where, oh, it's a goal! Bit of a lucky one, but Will McLeod, either that or you just put a ton of spin on that shot, but the ball just trickles over. McLeod was ready, gets the shot off quickly, and you know what? That went in a little quicker than it looked the first time. And it's 2-1. Oh. As you can see there on the scoreboard camera. Brooklyn trying to drive. They obviously can score in bunches. 7 straight to end the game last night.
Number 8, Will McLeod. Assist to number 81, Connor Kiernan. That's McLeod from Kiernan. Time to goal, 2:58.
Hope getting fairly deep into the 8 count, but he does have the ball ahead to Reza Terich. And McCauley will back to Reza Terich. Pretty quick release, but it's blocked out front. Goes straight back to Joey Rez. Now McCauley trying to battle through. He's got Justin Lee on him. Good recovery by Lee to take that underneath lane away from McCauley, who's continuing to whirling dervish his way to the net. Gets a great shot off. Higgins makes the stop. He pops back up. That was actually fascinating to watch Higgins as he was getting back up. He was off balance after he landed. Here's a shot by Barnable, scores! The save by Higgins at one end leads to the goal by Barnable over the shoulder at the other. And Brooklyn starts a bit of a run. Can they keep it rolling? 3-1. Brooklyn goes ahead. I know, talking to people after the game last night when Brooklyn made the big comeback, I've heard a lot of people saying Brooklyn's going to win this. They're the hungrier team. They're faster. They're younger. They're just people feeling like the momentum is with Brooklyn. I get that. I think it's not a bad observation. So there's another goal to support it. Connor Kieran, a beautiful sidearm swipe quick stick on the pass from Taggart Clark. Just takes that pass across. Taggart Clark on the give and go. An absolutely smashing job of working together by those two. That makes it 4-1. Those goals coming in a span of 1 minute and 16 seconds. 1:16. That is definitely feeling like last night. Oh, a good chance for McLeod. He just misses. I was starting to say before Brooklyn went and scored a couple more goals that I don't know. I mean, I think definitely the momentum's with Brooklyn, but things can change in a hurry in a series as a veteran club on the Peterborough side. Katoni misses, and it's going to be scooped up there by Zach Young. Actually, didn't quite get it as Robinson was on him, but a little bit of help there, and he does come away with the ball. That was Jake Darlison getting in. I haven't seen a ton of Darlison. I haven't called him much. Not a bad thing if you're a defender. Curious if he's played all the games. Here's a shot, foot save by Higgins. That was a good chance in transition. Transition, such an important part of both of these teams' games. Garland flips it ahead. He's going to stay, hustles to the net. He thought he was open. Dylan Hutchison was right there. Barnable didn't think the lane was there, at least the pass was going to be effective. But boy, when you're the defender and you hand it off and keep sprinting, now he gets another chance, and that time they get it to him. He gets the shot off, and that was pretty good. Stopped though by Rose. Here's Hogarth backpedaling. Hogarth will rip one. Another save by Zach Higgins. He is seeing the ball very well. Brooklyn out shooting the Lakers 24-20 at this point. It feels like through most of the series, the Lakers have actually been ahead in shots, even when they weren't necessarily leading games. Here's a rip from Zach Miller. Gets into the pads of Rose. He'll leave it. Alex Pace finds Rezaterets. You can see Saris wanted that ball right away. He got it, but flips it over. Robinson. The Lakers' eyes are dialed in on the net. Katoni. Watch it. It's tipped away, trying to catch that by Saris. It got off the end of his stick. Now on the run is Michael White. Hard rip by Barnable. Might be one of the first shots he hasn't been diving. Good hustle back by Garland as the Lakers almost found Johnny Pearson in transition. Here comes Jacob Hickey. Hickey looked like he might stay in play. He's going to peel off, as will Garland. And they'll get the full offense out. Big pressure there from Thistlethwaite. That shot blocked out front. Grabbed by Hope. Immediately looks up the floor. First guy off the bench is Thomas Hogarth, but he's picked up in transition defense by Eddie Renault, who's going to stay in play. He's actually fine out on D. He's played a fair bit of it this year with the Merchants. He was playing some D-transition with the Gales when he went over to Prague for the Alice Rabeski this year. And that's where I really saw what a career resurgence he has had. Looking the best he has in years, playing the best. Here's a great chance. Nice little fakes by Clark after taking the pass from McLeod, but Rose is there. And Hogarth will backpedal. He had no lane to the net, but he's got a passing lane. Robinson's going to have to spin back. Not sure he caught that one cleanly. See if the Lakers can continue to get some good shots, or if they try to get a little bit precise. Sometimes you're trying to be perfect. Oh my, what a nice attempt there by Hogarth. Am I imagining, did he go with one hand behind the back and get that one on net? After DJ Clark took the shot. Here's a drive to the net, there's a goal. That is Hogarth to a T. Hogarth did on the earlier play go behind the net, behind the back, one hand, by the way. What a beauty on this goal, though. Higgins again makes the first save. But they get the ball back, and that feed, Hogarth, there's a defender on him, there's another defender trying to help. He is so good at protecting the ball, protecting his stick to get the pass. Probably the best catcher of the ball in traffic in lacrosse at the moment. And that was a great chance. Okay. Did I miss that completely? Because they are announcing DJ Clark scoring that goal. That's not DJ Clark scoring that goal. Yeah, that's Thomas Hogarth. We'll get that one fixed. We've got people on that. Hogarth will get that goal. That'd be great for TJ Clark to get one, but oh, nice save, Higgins. After a good attempt, McCulley fighting his way through traffic, getting that shot near pipe. Higgins just hung on. Kieran has a peek to make sure he's aware where everyone is. Barnable got that one through, a good attempt. But Rose was in perfect position. Boy, when Nick Rose is on his game, he's just getting to the spot. People talk about him not moving much, but he does his moving before the shot. And I know that sounds like an excuse at times when you see some go by him, but he is very confident in his angles. He's a very wise student of the game. There's Hogarth with another spinning attempt. Higgins had to be sharp on that. All kinds of forecheck pressure from Sykes. And they're going to call possession for the Lakers, as Barnable was down on the ground and gets tied up, and accidentally on purpose tied up the legs. I think that's a good call to just give possession. There's no doubt that Barnable was doing it on purpose, but it's also probably not a penalty. I like that call. Game management. Another hard rip, another save. Put back attempt. Good job by White getting on top of Rezateris, who was trying to tuck that one home. And Clark coming off the bench. Brooklyn looking for a call in the back door. Renaud to Clark. Wesley circles. Clark was wide open. He does the crouch after the, I can't believe I dropped that pass. Sometimes you're just getting ready to shoot a little before you have it. Hogarth will back away and bounce one to the near side to Dylan Hutchison, who's staying out. Don't lose much with Hutchison on the offensive zone. He is solid up front. Actually played some pro as a forward, and that's a hard blast by McCulley, but a little wide. That'll be an over and back. We're already 11 and a half minutes into the second period. The officials are going to confer. Brandon Hessen and Chris Williams getting together. Hogarth is pleading the Lakers case. Yeah, it's going to be Brooklyn possession. Hogarth doesn't like it. All four goalies that have dressed in this series have played some, as Drew Hutchison came in last night, gave up the last couple of goals, but was pretty solid. I mean, that was kind of out of reach at that point for Peterborough. Mitch Ogilvie with some high pressure on Wesley. Now recovers to get out on Miller. Good to see Ogilvie back. And he's going to slide, but then Great chance. Penalty coming as Renault went down the middle. And it's a high stick on, is it on Brooklyn? The whistle blew when Brooklyn picked up the ball, but I think it's as Renault comes through the middle. Oh yeah, it's Ogilvy. Shopton came to help as he was a half step off on the slide. Just as I'm praising how good he is, he gets a little bit lost and a bit late coming over and winds up trying to get a chop on, and it hits the side of the head of Eddie Renault. So Brooklyn will go to the power play. We have not had a ton of penalties. That is the first one. I was just going to say, I don't recall a penalty. Was I missing one? No, that's it. 31 minutes and 45 seconds into the game before the first penalty. And that's some teams that know what's at stake, and I think some veteran officials who are going to let them play, but call the calls they need to make.
2 minutes for
it always strikes me, that's when people say, let them play, meaning let them do whatever they want. No, you got to call the penalties. But if they're not affecting the play, you don't have to call stuff. Here's Pace. Still a big battle. The shot clock is counting, so they did call possession. 8-second count on Peterborough trying to get out of the zone. So they are saying the Lakers had possession for a moment. And the count started, and then nobody was getting anywhere in that big scrum. That's big for Brooklyn as they are on the power play. Wesley behind the back. Clark cross floor. McLeod misses. Kieran is communicating with his teammates. He is on the back door. They get out on him, thinking they saw a skip pass coming. Instead, it's a pass over to Clark, who rips it. They've got 3 to shoot, and they're going to run out of time. Still a minute to go on the Ogilvy penalty. Turnover again. That's another big one. Here comes Woods. Shoots, and I'm not. Well, you know what? I'm not going to criticize that shot because he scores on a lot of plays. And you got to try some things if you're going to get some goals. They got the ball back, and they still have 33 seconds on the power play, so lots of time to work with here. Kieran down low. Clark up to Wesley. Didn't like his shooting lane. Skip. Barnwell, that's a rocket coming in. It's going to go off the boards, and the shot clock will expire, as will the Lakers penalty. There's just 12 seconds left. Then Ogilvy will be out.
It's 2,413.
Just announcing the attendance. Matty Buller, the dulcet tones, sharing this 2,413 here in attendance. Pretty good crowd. Usually see it start to grow. At this point in the series, it's been around that 2,400 mark. This is quite a place when there's 3,800 to 4,000. It gets raucous. Right now, it's kind of tentative. The fans are trying to encourage the Lakers to get going. I just think they feel a little bit unsure about what's going on in this series. I'll tell you what is going on, though. These are two really good lacrosse teams. Brooklyn into the offensive zone as we're under 6 minutes to go. Lakers now moving up the floor. Pass across by Sykes. Resetarich will rip one. Big save. Higgins goes straight back to Resetarich. He thought about letting it go again. Didn't love his lane. Over at the ILA and Six Nations, Chiefs have pulled ahead 7-5. Looking to take a 3-0 stranglehold on that series. I think it's safe to say that most people consider Six Nations the favorite to win the Mann Cup yet again. Although there's some strong teams out west, and you know the winner of this series is going to be heading in determined to give their all. And these are two good clubs. Six Nations just so deep. Out west, it's New Westminster Salmon Bellies over Victoria 2-1 right at the moment in the WLA semis. Hogarth spins, swim move, reverse whip, just a little off target. It's scooped up, and Bo Columbus has Woods with him, passes, big save, and then Woods flattens the defender who was there, Colton Armstrong. The other series, Coquitlam, who finished first in the West, playing Maple Ridge Burrards, won the first two. The Maple Ridge took game 3 last night in overtime, I believe it was. Here's a shot by Catoni, so that's also 2-1. Hogarth, another huge save. A putback that was blocked out front. I think that was Zach Young getting in the way of that one. The boards are getting a good banging after those plays. What a sequence. Hogarth couldn't quite catch that one. Bumps into Higgins. Hickey comes to Owen. Slash and slash again, as they each give each other a swat. No calls. And Sean Grenier, who's just letting Colton Armstrong know, stop swinging. At some point, you're going to call it. They do want to let them play as much as possible.
2-7-9-5.
Drive to the net. Barnable tucks it home. What a finish. Ryan Barnable has been going to the net. He's finally rewarded. Keep doing it. Good things will happen. And Brooklyn pulls ahead 5-2. It's interesting when you look at the sequence of this series. In that opening game, Peterborough was just dominant. They got out in a hurry. We're up 3-0 after the first period, then poured it on a 7-2 second. They were actually up 9-0 with 6 minutes left in the second period. It was never close. Here's Hogarth. Didn't get it through. It looked like it might squeak through, similar to the McLeod goal on Rose earlier. So that one was never close. And it was the early lead that really made the difference. Kieran trying to see what he's got that he likes. Over to McLeod. Underhand pass to Barnable. He'll let it fly. That one's blocked. Penalty coming now. That's going to be on Dustin Burkhoff.
Assistant number 17, Sean Wesley. Number 81, Hunter Kieran. That's from Wesley and Kieran. Top the row, 17-14.
It was just away from the play because the play had headed off to the other side. But yeah, so you won't have seen it, but it definitely, the player was knocked down, and Burkhoff gave him a swat as he was down, or on the back. I don't think that's a bad call. I don't think you're going to argue too much. Brandon Heston was adamant. There was no hesitation, and Kieran rips one off the post. Skips off the board. That's going to give a chance for Armstrong to run. Nice job to contain that ball. Gets a shot off, almost buried it. That's a great play by Armstrong, and then Ogilvy will get it back to him, and Armstrong's going to the net again, but wisely pulls out. Will McLeod had gotten back in transition defense. Now, Brooklyn's still on the power play for a minute and a half, so they're okay having Will McLeod out there. They've got 4 other defenders. McLeod is going to play the traditional stand in the middle and just watch it. Don't let Thomas Hogarth go like that, though. That would be your role, as Hogarth goes through the crease and then plays it. McLeod's going to give him a shove, and then a slash and another slash, and that is actually a little surprising that wasn't a penalty, because play was just being blown in. That really is delay a game to check the player as soon as he's starting play. Hogarth was just returning fire after McLeod had shoved him. McLeod was shoving him because Hogarth had held onto the ball when he was supposed to put it down. Little mind games. Great backdoor attempt, it's a goal! And McLeod is looking like a veteran, as I think he chirped Robert Hope on that one. That is a beautiful play. Great pass. And then McLeod with his second backdoor quick stick of the game. And there's no doubt about this one. He had to fight through some heavy checking and was open just as he got away from Hope and had to be ready for that pass. That's a great finish by McLeod on an absolutely lovely pass from the captain, Connor Kiernan. Oh, Kiernan backpedaling, finds him. And it's 6-2, and what was a pensive crowd before has become downright quiet here in the Peterborough Memorial Centre.
Number 8, Will McLeod. Assist to number 81, Connor Kiernan, and number 17, Sean Wesley. That's McLeod.
Here's a chance to get back the other way. They get it. Joe Rezateras. Nice transition goal coming off the bench. Takes the pass from Pearson and bounces one far side. It's a beautiful shot by the righty from the Buffalo area. Wow, I was talking about the Connor Kiernan pass on the last goal. That is also a beauty coming from Johnny Pearson. Great body control, great footwork to get that angle and make what looks like a really easy pass because there's a lane. It really wasn't that easy. A lot went in to being able to make that pass. Adam Thistlethwaite is zipping around behind the restraining line, trying to get an edge, but it's Trumbull that popped it out and almost picked it up himself. Now it's Alex Pace, Dustin Burkhoff will get it. Final 12 seconds. Rose has gone to the bench for an extra attacker. The Lakers used a timeout in the first, so they're saving their second for the third period. Here's Catoni. They get a great chance, they score! 1.1 seconds, and Hogarth, again, the master of the middle. It's a pretty nice pass, too. We've had some great passing here in this second period. What a huge swing for the Lakers to get those 2 goals. Catoni, that may be the prettiest pass of the 3 that we've just seen on these last 3 goals, and they were all terrific. It's 6-4. What a difference. You can hear it, you can feel it in the building. I'm just looking across at the fans. Some of them were literally sitting on their hands. We're sitting with their arms crossed. We're just looking like, what is going on? Now they're into it again. The period will end. Trumbull and Byrne getting into it. Dustin Burkhoff comes over. He will be wherever there's a scuffle. Then Dylan Hutchison actually threw a bit of a punch. And another one, Ben McDonald and Hutchison exchanging some jabs. And the officials, good job separating them, will go to the locker rooms with the score 6-4. Brooklyn ahead, but the Lakers carrying some momentum. Over at the ILA, it's now 8-5 for the Six Nations Chiefs. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Major Series Lacrosse semifinal action. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. We're going to take a 12-minute break, and we will see you for the third period right after this intermission. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back. It's time for the third period of Game 5 of the Major Series Lacrosse semifinals. What a great series. What a great game. Brooklyn got out to that 6-2 lead. 2 late goals by the Lakers. What made a huge difference. 24 seconds to play. Joe Rezateris bounces one just inside the far post. 1 second to play. A great pass from Holden Katoni and Thomas Hogarth, captain of the middle, master of the middle. I think master of the middle is better. Buries it to make it 6-4. Game 4 was obviously critical because if the Lakers had won that, 3-1 lead's tough to overcome. But now, whoever wins this goes ahead. Mike Hazen is over on the far side, having a chat with the officials. Not sure if Hazen was satisfied with the explanation, but they are ready to continue. He looks relatively happy over on the bench. Trumbull, Columbus. Columbus pulls it out and will bat it back. Nice job to get it to Garland. I need to do a breakdown of how many players on these teams were first-round NLL draft picks and how many will be. I know there's at least half a dozen who are real contenders for this year. Saris, McLeod, Columbus, Thistlethwaite. That pass doesn't get through. Clark trying to track it down. It's Barnable that gets it. Hard rip after he gets it over to Kieran, but Rose makes the save. Am I missing anyone? Michael White in the future. Not yet. He's a 26, I believe. That pass gets away as Katoni got hit while he was trying to make that pass. Over at the ILA, it's 10-6. Still scoring a lot more goals than we've got here, but don't know if it's a better game. Could be, but this is a really good game of lacrosse. Zach Miller having some trouble getting it. We'll swat it in the direction of the net, but the 30 is going to expire. Just before it does, Alex Pace comes away with it.
It's 10-6.
Matty Bullard just announced the score in Six Nations over the PA system. And there's a rip from outside by Sykes, stopped by Higgins, caught it cleanly. It was met with I wouldn't say a rousing course of boos, but I don't think folks loved it. People here in Peterborough, obviously a huge rivalry between the Lakers and Chiefs the last several years, really since about 2014. So I think the Lakers fans would love to see Six Nations at least pushed in that series. They're going to turn the ball over here and push it in transition. They find Sykes coming off the bench. He'll cut to the middle. Sorry, that's Mike Robinson. Nothing there again. Good work by Brooklyn, getting back in transition defense to take away that opportunity. Higgins with another stop. Again, it's tied up in his gear. Great rebound control for Higgins today. Over the top of Clark. Not sure it was intended for him, as it did go straight over to Barnable, who gets it back from Renault and quickly moves it on. Kieran's going to try and get to Wesley. Actually, it's going to get a pick. Renault changes planes. Got a pretty good shot off, just off the net, though. Dustin Burkhoff will get this. Looking for somebody off the bench. It's going to be McCulley. He'll leave it for the trailing Sykes. A lot of new faces on the Lakers this year when you start thinking about, but especially out there on the offensive end. Sykes and Saris both picked up at the trade deadline, or at or near the trade deadline. McCulley brought over during the offseason. DJ Clark's in tonight, but he's a longtime Laker, junior A Laker. He'll be a senior next year. They'll protect him from the MSL draft along with Nick Rude and a couple other players. Sam Trumbull, Ben Trumbull's little brother, I would think would be one of them. Have to take a peek. Maybe Curtis Ward the fourth. I don't know. They've got some other options. That shot gets off target from Zach Miller. I think Hutchison impacted it. And the 30 will expire. Good job by Trumbull and some help from Armstrong to not allow Brooklyn to get in and try and get a last second shot. Brooklyn's still up by a pair. Peterborough out shooting them 38-35. Looking to get another one here as Reziteris flings it across. Nice duck under by Robinson. Fakes, well defended by Zach Young. So steady. Such a trademark stance, so you can really recognize him. Nice, another save by Higgins on that shot from Reziteris. But yeah, Zach Young, I remember watching when he first came to the Junior A Lakers as a top overall draft pick, and he had that kind of bent over stance, kind of similar to Robert Hope. Take a look at Hope. He's number 18 out there on the far shooter spot crease, now up in the slot. There's a save by Rose, but watch him and watch Young as they're lining up opponents forwards, and tell me if you don't think there's some similarity. Here's Saris. He's got DJ Clark with him. Clark didn't see that pass coming. He'll spin around and get it. There's a penalty coming now. It's going to be Jake Darlison after he got on to Clark. Clark's going to cut through the middle, provide a bit of a screen. The shot by Catoni. He was trying to beat the shot clock, missed the net, and it goes back to Saris, but he ran out of time. The Lakers will go to the power play. Remember, there's going to be a break in this series before it resumes. The ice being put in here at the Memorial Centre starting tomorrow. Peterborough Pete's training camp and season, of course, on the horizon. So there won't be another game until next Wednesday. Is that saved by Higgins on Saris? He saw that one all the way. Saris will get back in transition defense to pick up Renault. Now he peels off as Armstrong takes his spot. Yeah, Game 6 next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. That will be on Daryl Smart Media. And then Game 7, if we need one, obviously we won't do it until the end of Game 6, but that would be right here on Stamp Black's YouTube. Oh, rocket! Connor Kiernan absolutely blasted that one top corner, and they're finding some spots over the shoulder of Nick Rose. And it's 7-4. What a huge goal for Brooklyn. That's actually the score they won by in Game 3 when they got this series turned around. Oh, just popped up some new notes in the chat. Jake Withers is working. He's a firefighter, fairly new at it, and had to miss last night and tonight for work. So Ben Trumbull is in taking the face-offs. Bobby Keys talked about how they missed Jake Withers. You always miss him, not just at the dot though. The face-offs honestly are not. He's great. He's the best in the world, but his defense is so good. He's so gritty. What a great chance inside for Hogarth. Nice little touch pass from Catoni. Hogarth with another excellent opportunity, but Higgins turns that one aside. And they get one back. Going to Catoni. Saris up at the top, and he rips it. That's what they brought Braden Saris in for. Just a little catch between those two. That's a give and go and give and go and give and go at the earlier play. And then they simplify things with just a little give and go. I swear, Catoni and Saris threw the ball back and forth about 7 times in the previous part of that possession. And then trim things down a little bit. And Sean Grenier is standing between Taggart Clark and Johnny Pearson, who are getting after it before the face-off. They're still down the other end. That ball's knocked loose. Thought there might be a penalty coming as Garland took a stick in the face. They're saying it was incidental. They'll get it back up to Garland. We'll head to the bench. 2-goal game once again. Now there's a penalty coming. And Zach Miller trying to head off the floor. He gets wrapped around the neck by the stick of Eric Schul and then grabbed by Pearson or Pace. So it's an illegal cross check going to Eddie Renault. Going to be a little more grist for the mill for his teammates. That was not high. That was in the lower numbers, but certainly a zesty check. Renault has been working hard, being a role player. One of those guys who his younger years with lower level teams, he was an absolute star. Rip saved by Higgins off the stick of Tony, but Renault was a star and has taken on more of a
2 minutes for
here.
Cross checking. That's Renault.
Skip pass.
2 minutes for
nice little sidearm bounce by Robinson, but Higgins gets just enough. I'll tell you, if you give Renault a chance, he is still a deadly shooter. Hickey, nice job to fight through some hard work from Pace on that check. Gets it across to Garland. I think those two are going to just stay out there. There's only 12 seconds left in the shot clock. Comes to Barnable, who gets the shot, and that will be a successful kill of 30 seconds. And Hickey and Garland just walk back to the defensive zone and will continue to kill this penalty, along with Zach Young down low. He's with Garland on the bottom of the square. The top is Barnable, or Zach Hickey and Mike Byrne. Saris, similar to last shot, scores again! Saris is finding his spot, and he is finding the Lakers back into this game. An absolute rocket high-low once again. And it's a one-goal game. Boy, Holton Katoni with a little drag on that, and then the perfect pass. Not as sensational as some of the earlier passes we've seen, ending that second period, but Katoni making the simple passes look easier than they are because they were perfectly placed, giving Saris those chances to shoot. He makes the most of them. It's 7-6. We got 12:24 to go. Hutchison gets that ball. Sprints forward, takes a peek behind to make sure nobody's on him. So the people who were saying to me after the last game, hard rip and save, McCulley, that's not what they're saying. Behind the back, almost. These fans are really into this, but people were saying to me, the Lakers are cooked. The Lakers are done. They don't have anything left. Yeah, they got something left. I'm not saying they're going to win. I don't know. These are two really good teams. Oh, what a catch! And what a goal! Holton Katoni takes that little touch pass, kind of reversal of roles with Hogarth making the pass through the middle, and Katoni being the guy on top of the crease. Big pick by Katoni. He actually takes the pass from Brad McCulley. Hogarth just got there to celebrate. That is a nice little pick and roll. You think of Katoni as the guy with the absolute cannon from the outside, but that's a beautiful pick and roll play to tie it up. Brooklyn had their run quickly in the second period when they got 3 goals in a minute and 16 seconds. How long did this take the Lakers? A little longer, but 2 minutes and 29 seconds. That's still pretty quick to put together 3 goals. And Joel Johnson has... it's a goalie water break. I think it's a goal. Yeah, I don't think he took the time out. I can't imagine he'd be taking the time out here with 11:40 to go. What a game. Thanks for being here with us. Hope you got another window open on Daryl Smart Media on YouTube to watch Six Nations and Owen Sound, but you got to stay with this game. It is a dandy. Matty Buller's fired up. The fans are fired up. Will McLeod trying to quiet them down a little bit. He missed the far side. Clark gets the loose ball. It is a reset. McLeod has it. Fresh 30. Well, they are a little bit into the 30 because they had called it a reset. Wesley will give it back to Kiernan. Clark has a shooting lane a little bit wide. Who's going to get there first? It'll come out to Clark. They still get 8 to shoot, but it gets away from McLeod. Brooklyn will go change. They've already got Young and Woods on the floor to meet the first Lakers coming off the offensive end of the bench. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. I am Steven Stamp. This is Stamplax on YouTube. Is it? Oh, it is over and back. Good hustle, good effort by McCauley. I like the youngster, DJ Clark, just getting in position there to make sure that Luke Keenan couldn't take off with the ball if McCauley was not able to swat it away from him. McLeod was ready to shoot, but it popped away from him. Hutchison comes up with it. Going to find Robinson off the bench. Comes around the pick, fires. Now, yeah, that was off. Off of Brooklyn and up out of play. Lakers, 30 seconds to set up the O and try to take the lead here. Bitoni's outside the restraining line. He has been part of everything they've had going on lately. Passes it off to Robinson. Ducks through the middle, trying to set a pick. Michael White getting a fair hunk of jersey on the back of Katoni. Tony does get it off the boards. That's why his shirt's up over his kidney pads. White was just basically grabbing him by the shirt and pushing it up as he was trying to play defense. Dinner's going to move it over to Wesley on the far side as they complete their change. They got, oh, okay, yeah. Barnable was down along the near boards. Didn't see him there, but quick turnover. Alex Pace comes forward. Matt Gilroy's not in this game. I was just thinking I haven't seen a lot of Matt Gilroy. We're going to have to find out. I should have realized before now because it is rare. As there's a little pressure. Do we have? Yeah, we're going to have a penalty coming. Illegal cross-check to Katoni, who's been at the heart of everything. Doesn't like being at the middle of this one, but okay. Yeah, that's where the hand went up. It's Katoni got up high into the face of the defender when he was setting a pick. Thought they were going to McLeod. They're going to Clark. No problem for Rose, but Clark gets it right back for a fresh 30. Under 9 to play.
To number 99, Katoni.
Nice catch by Barnable.
Cross check.
Kiernan. Looking. Goes back door. It was Clark. Never got through to him. Here's a chance for Robinson off the bench. Misses wide. I think Justin Lee may have been just close enough to make Robinson have to think a little bit about that one. Zach Higgins was indicating that's over and back. Didn't touch me, and he gets the call. They agree with him. Clark at the top of the power play. He'll invert as Wesley goes up. Kiernan looking far side. Goes to Clark middle. Big save, Rose. What a dance by Clark to stay out of the crease. Great feet. But Rose was there. Kiernan faking before he gets it over to Wesley, whose shot goes wide. That'll be an over and back. Oh, it won't actually. That's a great save. It's still going to go to the Lakers with nice hustle from Alex Pace because there was still 13 seconds on the shot clock. Pace just showing a little more desire, a little hungrier, and that's something everyone was talking about after the last couple of games was that Brooklyn was hungrier. Nobody was hungrier than Alex Pace on that play. That's a good sign for the Lakers. Rezater's trying to find someone open, but some great defense, and then McCauley almost caught that one. Michael White all over him. That's a matchup we've seen a lot of, McCauley and White, and I am digging it. They are battling. It's still 10-6 over in Six Nations. Getting into the third period as well, of course. Lakers turn it over. They've got Pearson ahead. Can't quite catch that pass. White was out there anyway. Luke Keenan playing the defensive end. He has played some shifts up front for them. He's very versatile. A lot of versatility. Obviously, Ryan Barnable playing this whole series on offense, basically. Bounce pass to the near side to Saris. Hogarth with the pick. There's the roll. Wow, they played it pretty well to take away Hogarth, but that left room for Saris. There's a couple of goals this period. He got the 5th and 6th goals for the Lakers before Katoni tied it up. Oh, nice try to get inside. Sykes couldn't quite make the catch. Lakers get it back. They still got 14 on the shot clock. Hand save straight back to the stick of Katoni. That was a wild little sequence. Seeing that ball coming about 100 miles an hour into the stick of Katoni, and maybe just about as fast off the glove of Higgins right back whence it came. Foot save. Higgins has made a bunch of those here. Obviously going down by that left foot because he's had to make a bunch of left foot, left leg saves on the Lakers tonight. Flip behind the back by Robinson. Gets it out to Katoni. And yeah, they've still got lots of time on the shot clock. Katoni's going for a rest as McCulley comes out. 15 to shoot. Falls down, the ball's knocked loose. It comes to Hogarth. Oh, what a pass. Bouncer almost. It just got a little bit high. They've still got 5 seconds. No, they're saying reset. Chris Williams very clearly indicating that the ball touched the shoulder or the chest, the right chest of Zach Higgins. Hogarth moves it on, hits to the middle. Pick from Clark. The roll. Oh, Resetarits wasn't looking. He was coming across the top. I think Clark was open down in the slot. Hard work from Keenan, but McCulley matching it. He's just going to run out of time. There goes the 30. Under 5 to go. Brooklyn taking their time. I would imagine they're going to use some of this 30 because they've been doing some grinding on defense. But then Barnable loses it, and the Lakers are going to try and push right back up and keep them having to grind away. Trumbull took 3 tries, but he got it. Gets it back and leaves it there for Katoni. Trumbull's going to stay in play. 15 on the shot clock. Hard rep, Higgins with the stop. Garland. McLeod was coming to get the ball. Garland said, I'll run it up. Now he gives it to McLeod, who keeps it moving to Renault. Comes through the middle, and that one just got away from him. I thought he was actually going to try and spin and get a shot, and instead tried to pass it across, and it was nowhere near Kiernan. So the ball comes across center through the stick of Dylan Hutchison. I guess through the stick and the legs of Dylan Hutchison. McCulley. Tony had to go down to get that one. Caught it. Got Byrne on him. Byrne. Some tight defense, trying to avoid a holding call. And a big pick from McCulley. That's going to be a bit too much. Yeah, the Lakers and their fans don't like that call. It seemed fairly in line with the illegal pick calls we've seen earlier. I mean, it wasn't egregious, but it was on the borderline, shall we say. Taggart Clark had to go up and get that one to keep it in the offensive zone. Now it's going to come over to Barnable. Armstrong watching him. Gets underneath, drives to the net. No goal. He stepped into the crease. You can see a moment of hesitation. Brandon Hessen on the crease thinking, is that a goal? No. Stepped on the goal line. I think it's the right call. But wow, Ryan Barnable has been having himself a night going to the net. Oh, yeah. Foot was definitely over the crease, whether he stepped on the line or not. Backdoor quick stick attempt. McCulley with the blast, but Higgins stops that one as we're under 3 minutes. pass to the back door. Caught by Miller. He's been doing some great passing in the last couple games. Couldn't create anything directly out of this one as we're down to 6 on the shot clock. Looking for a reset. The Wesley's ball will bounce out to Robert Hope. Hogarth way further from the net than we're used to seeing. Now he's heading back down to the middle. This is Reza Terrace. Hogarth tries to shovel one in. It gets stopped, but Robinson gets it, fires, blocked out front. Grabbed by Garland. Started to go behind the net, realized he didn't have to. Looks out for a break and gets to McLeod. Good job just getting it up over center. Bit of a scary spot as McLeod was standing just a step over center. If that ball happens to hit the heel or the toe of your stick and bounce across the center line, you can turn it over pretty quick. And the over and back. There's Clark. Fights through heavy checking from Ogilvy and a couple others. Now the ball pops loose. And they're going to say through the crease on Clark, no question. And Hope will come forward. I don't mind that comment from Jamie Archibald. He says the Chiefs are the best team that ever lived, but you got to play the matches. You do. Saris spins. I'm not sure I'm ready to crown them the best team ever, but hard shot from Coney. They're definitely in that conversation. That is a great group that they have put together. We'll look back in a bit. Here's a chance. Saved by Rose. I think he was double checking to make sure, but he did stop Nate Woods, whose calf sleeve is rolled down. He's been working so hard. Ball is bouncing all over the place. Hickey almost had it. Young is going to have time to get it. Oh no, it gets away from Mountain Catoni. 8 on the shot clock. Byrne was thinking seriously about whether to pick that up or just muck it for a few seconds. He did get it, races up into the offensive zone, but it gets picked off. Thomas Hogarth for a moment started to go towards the net. 13.2 seconds to go, and yeah, Mike Byrne can't believe it. Now, was Brooklyn looking for a timeout? I can't believe they wouldn't have been. That's an astonishing turnover. Byrne spins and makes this pass. Oh, and you know what? Colton Armstrong had tumbled a little bit and was popping back up. And he was down on one knee, just starting to come up as that pass was made. My goodness, that is huge. Well, we're basically at next goal wins here. I mean, technically, if somebody scores, there's still a chance, but I mean, 13.2 seconds, Rose is out. The Lakers aren't shooting until the final few seconds. 10 to go. 7 seconds. That is the official clock. Score time up on the board. The shot for Hogarth, it bounces around. Was a little scary for Brooklyn as the ball was in their crease, but Garland and Higgins drop to their knees and pray that it stays out. It does, and we are going to overtime. We'll have a 2-minute break, and then we will hit the overtime looking for a golden goal. What more can you ask for? Yeah, Connor Kieran went and was just checking with the refs. They said 2-minute break, and then we go. And then he said, do we switch ends? They said, nope. You stay where you are. Nick Rose now is looking over to Chris Williams and making sure the same thing. I stay down here. Yep. These guys, you know, these are veteran players. They've all been around most of them have been around for quite a while. But they just haven't had tons and tons of overtime games in the playoffs. Let's take a look what's happening over in Six Nations. Yeah, that one's not close anymore. 13-6, the Chiefs have pulled away. They're into the final minutes of the third period as well. Again, Game 6 of this series will go next Wednesday in Whitby at the Iroquois Park Sports Center. Robert Hope is actually asking right there, asking Chris Williams if they get a timeout in overtime. I don't think they do. Discussion ensuing. Yeah, Brandon Hessen just put up the zeros to the benches, well, to the Lakers bench, and now they're going to make sure that Brooklyn knows as well. No timeouts. So they've communicated to both benches. Boy, this is where a face-off can make a big difference. Bo Columbus actually scored the game-winning goal last night off of a face-off. Part of that string of 7 straight that Brooklyn scored. So again, this series continues next Wednesday, Game 6 at Whitby at 8 p.m. You can watch that on Daryl Smart Media on YouTube. And then if there's a Game 7, which, I mean, really, who doesn't want a Game 7? Well, the fans of each team would rather the team finish it off, but boy, oh boy, I'm up for 7 games of this. That would be next Thursday, 8 p.m. right here at the Memorial Centre, and we'd have that on Stamplax YouTube. Chiefs and North Stars are busy as they've played 3. This is their 3rd game tonight as opposed to the 5th game for the Lakers and Brooklyn. So they're going to have to play some. They've got tomorrow night off, but they'll play Game 4 in Owen Sound on Saturday. If they need a 5th game, they're right back at it at the ILA Sunday. It's 3 p.m. Saturday in Owen Sound, 7 p.m. Sunday, if necessary, in Six Nations. And then they're back at it again. Another game before these teams get together, as the Game 6 would be in Owen Sound, an 8 p.m. start next Tuesday, August 12th. You can catch all of those games in that series on Daryl Smart Media on YouTube. Boy, a lot of conversations going on amongst the teams, the officials, the coaches, making sure everyone's clear. Now we're ready to go. Columbus for Brooklyn, Trumbull for the Lakers. Columbus pops it out. Oakley almost had it. It's going to be Garland that gets it. No timeouts again. Remember that. They just play. Garland gets it to Hickey. First goal wins. The first goal creates a 3-2 lead in this semifinal and the chance to finish it off next Wednesday. Kieran Shopping tries to feed it through to Clark. Can't get there. Rose has it. Peterborough's going to get a chance. Robinson's their first forward to touch it, the lefty off the bench, because they just can't maintain the way they were going in the 3rd period. Rezateris to Saris. He's been hot, had a couple of big goals. Tries one far side, that's wide. They've still got lots of time, but it gets away from Robinson. Garland's on him. 7 seconds, Garland's just going to tap it along. He's not going to pick it up. 3, 2, 1 on the shot clock. Good job by Garland and Woods. And it'll be possession, 30, and a bit of space to start the play for BLC. Wesley along the far boards, the top scorer. Goals and points for Brooklyn this year. Can he do it now? Shoots, it's a little bit wide. It's going to come back to him. They've got an 8 to shoot. Big pressure from Armstrong. He gets it across to Barnable. That gets away. Kiernan can't get it, and the 30 is going to expire. And the Peterborough fans love that defense. Hogarth sidestepping until he gets it over to Rezateris. Sykes working out in the middle. The shot off the face. Actually, the neck protector of Zach Higgins. Wait. What was the whole discussion? Okay, now they're saying 0 timeouts. It must be that you get to carry over your timeout for regulation, because they were saying you don't get a timeout for overtime. Brooklyn, though, I believe had only used one of theirs. But that's got to be it. That has to be the solution. Okay, so Brooklyn could have taken one earlier, but now they're going to take this. The shots, 58 to 42, as you can see, up in the corner in favor of the Peterborough Lakers. That is just wild. Zach Higgins has been dynamite. Brooklyn into the offensive zone. What they drop? Barnable spinning and driving. Great defense by Alex Pace. Little pick there by McLeod. A bit of a slip. Drive for Kiernan. He is tackled or taken down. Tackled's a bit of a strong word. I think early in a game in the regular season, there's a real chance that gets called as a hold. Probably a good non-call here. Although, I do like some consistency. Anyway, Lakers into the offensive zone. Here's Saris. Things open up for him. He's going to get it back. Robinson fires one, bouncer well off. It's going to come to Katoni. Three to shoot. Tony fires it. That hit Holden Garland in the face or chest. He is shaken up a bit. Was it not Holden Garland that made the big block late in one of the Buffalo-Saskatchewan finals? In game 2 of the finals when Saskatchewan won? I think it might have been. Shot on the run. Wesley stopped by Rose. Didn't have much trouble with that. Armstrong. McCulley this time first off the bench. Then a couple of righties streaming out. Sarah's sidearm. That's a bit too far for McCulley. It's going to roll all the way to Higgins. He's looking for somebody off the bench. He's got Barnable, who was being held expertly by the jersey by Paul Wade on the door. That's a good door guy. You do not want to take that illegal sub or too many men in overtime. Driving it in again, Barnable, big hit by Alex Pace, who has just shone in the second half of this game. Pass to Kiernan, back down to Clark, spins. Crease violation as Hope got on top of Clark. Katoni. This is DJ Clark, the youngster. I was going to say rookie. He's not even a rookie. He's still junior age. He'll be a rookie next year. Oh, Katoni almost stuck that one through 5-0. I guess he didn't. It was right in the mesh of the stick there of Zach Higgins. It looked like it got kind of deep between the legs, but 59-44 now the shots for the Lakers. Oh, and you know what? I was just looking back actually at the pre-overtime, just pass across. They were saying one timeout for Brooklyn. As that pass is tipped away by Hutchison. They were indicating it was a little hard to see from up here. But I went back and looked, and yeah, they were showing 0 for Peterborough, 1 for Brooklyn. So there you go, mystery solved. They carried it over. Here's Saris. Feeds it through. The pass drifted past Reza Terrence and went just over the crossbar. Here comes Hickey. He has scored a good number of goals in transition, including one last night. No chance to run this time, but he is going to stay for the offensive set, which he doesn't do that often. Kiernan has Hope on him. We've seen that matchup a lot. Shovels it back. That's going to be over and back. Wesley has to just get back in position to take away the chance for Schul. He does so effectively, and Schul heads off. Hogarth will start with possession. We're almost 5.5 into this overtime period. They'll just keep running out 10-minute periods until somebody scores, which almost happens with Joe Rezaterrence right on top of the crease. But the stop by Higgins and Zach Young, nice job to track down that ball before it can become an issue for possession. Kiernan takes it from Eddie Renault. They feed it through to Clark, shoots, big save. Where is it? Rose sees it. Nick Rose is so calm. I would be freaking out if I wasn't sure where the ball was after that shot. And Nick Rose is like, where is it? Oh, there it is. Go ahead and take that. Almost tipped by Michael White. Here's Hogarth with the chance. One hand behind the back. Oh, that would have exploded this barn. Here he is again with one hand. Misses again. Hogarth is getting creative. Some other folks here think that went off of Higgins. Now, I don't think it did. Refs are right there in position. Here's Barnable. He's been going to the net all night. He's just going to rip that one. There was a little space 5-hole, but Rose got it. Trumbull comes away with it. Good job by Trumbull to clear through a little forecheck pressure from Sean Wesley. And it's in the Lakers' offensive end. McCulley. Katoni, so dangerous. He'll shoot from there, but that one's right in the chest of Higgins. Higgins freezes because he realizes it's in the gear, but not sure where, so he just waits. Play blown down. Now they're up into the offensive zone. Luke Keenan for an offensive set. Gets it over to Zach Miller. The youngster, 5 assists last night, and the assist on the game-winning goal in Game 3. Bowser scores! It's Will McLeod with the hat trick. The rookie shall lead them. What a shot by Will McLeod. What a game of lacrosse. 62-47 the shots on goal for Peterborough, but 8-7 the final score. And Will McLeod, enjoy that one, young man. You're going to have a long and great career, but I'm not sure how many better moments you'll have than that right there. My goodness. The Lakers fans are not happy leaving the stadium, but you know they enjoyed this game as we all did. What a game. Remember, go to YouTube to catch all of the MSL semifinals action. Again, Game 4 of Six Nations in Owen Sound is Saturday at 3 p.m. in Owen Sound. That'll be on Daryl Smart Media on YouTube. And next Wednesday, also on Daryl Smart Media, 8 p.m. at Whitby, Game 6, as BLC will try to close this one out. I'm Steve.